So basically, incorporating Palestinians into Israel could be seen as a demographic threat and also a huge antithesis to the notion of a Jewish state and its preservation. How would you address to each and every Israeli and Jew that shares this grave and existential concern that it would be possible to have two nations incorporated into one land?
Yeah, I mean, I think the much more interesting political solutions that people have discussed. I don't want to get into the details of any of them, but there's things like confederations or federations with freedom of movement and sort of separate demographic or electoral jurisdictions that kind of allow you to achieve constitutionally address constitutionally most of these concerns. I personally don't think that's really the hard part. I think the hard part is getting people to give a shit, frankly. I mean, you're dealing with economic problems, you're dealing with, with fourth election, and there's enough national problems at home for most Israelis that the Palestinian-Israeli conflict is very low on their minds. Then there is this era of PA security.
Well, I mean, they're low on their mind because right now we have the upper hand. There is a status.
Yeah, and I do think every time people characterize in the term of like two countries of war, it's like deeply misleading. Like the PA overwhelmingly cracks down on. I mean, you guys see this rhetoric, but they like overwhelmingly are responsible for the arrests of most, militias or resistance groups inside the West Bank. So the PLA have been keeping things quiet. Ultimately, you are talking about 5 million people that are completely embedded inside the exact same border. You guys draw Eretz Israel, we draw Eretz Palestine. It's the exact same map. These people are almost completely integrated with each other. Gaza is blockaded, so it's cut off separately. The West Bank is almost completely integrated. I mean, we cross the border constantly. The wall is a joke. I mean, every single person can get it. The wall has absolutely no impact on people's ability to cross across the border. The thing that keeps the country safe is the military and the security apparatus on the Israeli side, as well as, and then to a separate extent, and this varies different periods of time, the PA security apparatus, and this is in maintenance of a status quo. And you're just asking the question of how long it's going to take for 5 million people to erupt. And the answer is just like, inevitably history tells us that at some point they will.